Good Food for Everyone with Tina Addison.
Hello, I am Tina Addison and I'm all about good food. Over 312 million people live in the USA. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, 50 million of our citizens are currently living in hunger. This translates to 1 out of every 6 people. In September 2010, I founded a company called Good Food for Everyone. Our mission is to raise money and the awareness of the need to provide nutritious food to food pantries. I would like to introduce my friend, Rob Zacon. With his extensive background in healthcare, financial planning, and television production, I know he is the perfect person to help convey good food for everyone's hopes, visions, and plans. Welcome to Good Food for Everyone, Rob.
Tina, it's a pleasure to be here with you. My pleasure. So, Good Food for Everyone's challenge is to donate good, healthy, and nutritious food to food pantries. Can you explain this a little bit more?
Yes, Rob. Many processed foods often have an excess of sodium and simple carbohydrates, better known as sugar. Of course, some of these treats are fun and acceptable in our diet. However, too many can add stress on our system and lead to health problems such as hypertension and diabetes. As a nurse for nearly 40 years, I know that these 2 diseases are the springboards for a large majority of our medical problems, including the #1 leading cause of death, heart disease. Today, Rob, we will talk about how to help our households that live in hunger. Specifically, I will share with you the importance of nutritious food in food pantries and how and why it is important to organize and cultivate a volunteer community garden.
Tina, please share with us, what was your inspiration for Good Food for Everyone?
Having been a contributor to food pantries in the past, I remember seeing tables overflowing with processed foods. I quickly became aware that I was adding to the high sodium and simple carbohydrates with my own contributions of unused jars of pickles, sugared cereal, and white pasta that I no longer serve to my own family. So I asked myself, why am I not also providing the pantry with good food? That's when I decided to bring nutritious food to food pantries. I began this journey by writing and illustrating a vegetarian cookbook where the profits would be donated to the pantries. Well, that wasn't quite enough for me. I also wanted to bring a selection of fresh produce directly to my town's food pantry. I have an inbred passion for gardening that I come by naturally. Rob, you see, I am a real farmer's daughter. I was raised on a dairy farm in North Brookfield, Massachusetts. As soon as I was able to walk, my mother began teaching me about gardening. Although she died when I was 10 years old, I still remember her words of wisdom and tips about gardening that I practice to this day. So combining my love of gardening with my passion for good nutrition, I spearheaded the Norfolk, Massachusetts Volunteer Community Garden. Along with the support of Norfolk Grange 135, Norfolk Pomona Grange number 27, and the Norfolk Federated Church, I organized the garden's efforts. This garden was a small beginning of what I hope will grow into a huge ending.
That's fabulous. Tina, why is nutritious food for food pantries so important?
Having worked in medical and psychiatric health care for over 40 years, I have had the opportunity to be with people who have fallen on hard times. They have shared with me the multitude of challenges they are up against, both physically and emotionally. Rob, the faces of the hungry have changed throughout the years, from starving children you used to see on TV to the faces of our next-door neighbors. Today, our nation is faced with an alarming increase in obesity, hypertension, and diabetes. These diseases emphasize the need for good food as a fundamental asset to maintain good health.
Tina, what are your visions for Good Food for Everyone?
Rob, I envision writing additional cookbooks and continuing to donate the profits to food pantries. Furthermore, I hope to expand the concept of local volunteer community gardens. My dream is that towns across the nation will be better equipped to provide more fresh produce for their own hungry neighbors. And hopefully, someday, good food for everyone can even play a part in ending the fight against hunger.
How do you plan on promoting your ideas and your visions?
Well, I want to be able to speak at community organizations about good food for everyone. At these talks, I also have book signings, and the profits go to that town's food pantry. I also talk about and teach the process and importance of volunteer community gardens as a means to help food pantries provide nutritious food.
Tina, what are these volunteer community gardens, and really why are they important to the world?
Rob, a volunteer community garden is a garden grown by a town or community with the intention of providing local food pantries with fresh, non-processed foods. Although the garden we grew this summer was only 100 by 100 feet, it provided fresh vegetables not only for my hometown, but also for a neighboring one. If every community could grow such gardens around the world, we could together make a huge dent in our hunger epidemic.
Absolutely. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Here we have our cucumber area. It has been a total winner and a lot of fun. When we pick, one person goes through and picks, another one goes through and finds more, and then the third person goes and finds more. And the next day, we come back and find the ones we didn't find. Here's one that's pretty big. I would have picked it yesterday, but didn't see it, and now we've got it.